We have made over $26,000 this year selling options and collecting dividends. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video, we're going to show a year to date of every trade I've made and all the dividends I've collected. If you're new to this channel, this is an income generating account where our goal is to generate at least $600 every single week. This last week, we generated $950. We did that through selling cash secured puts, which means we agree to buy a stock for a predetermined price, through selling covered calls, which means we're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price, as well as collecting dividends from ULTY. Why don't we take a look at our trade history before we jump over to that Excel file? We do have a very beautiful $19 or $16.93 dividend coming from TSYY on Wednesday. That will be my first dividend payout from that. ULTY, we got paid $363. All of that is going to go into TSYY. We're trying to get that to 500 shares. Multiple income generators paying on Wednesday and Friday on top of all the options. And we'll take a look at the options we sold this week. Sold a covered call on ULTY, which that means we're agreeing to sell it for the $5.50 strike. I don't think ULTY goes much above it. If it does, I think we're flat for a while, which I'm good with. I'm going to continue to make daily buys. Sold a cash secured put on MSTU, $108. We collected there. Coney, the $7 strike, 42. I'll probably roll that position. I think CONY, a nice dividend payer. I think you actually make more money selling the options on it and rolling the positions each month over the collecting the dividends. So I just wanted to call that out. And the $7 put, again, that means I'm agreeing to buy it for $7 a share, but I'm going to keep rolling that position. That's what I did with NFE right here. I rolled that position, got paid another $42. I'm still agreeing to buy it for that predetermined price, but I rolled it out another month to give myself more time. And rolled the FIP. That stock really fell down on me. Went from $6, that's my strike, down to $4.53. That's totally fine. I'll just keep rolling the position, getting paid credits as it makes its way back up to $6. And sold a put on AMDL, double leveraged AMD. That's my first one on that position, $55 there. And SNDL, Sundial, collected $54 from the $2.50 strike. And finally, I rolled RIG, the short put, for $30. So always want to show the trade history, full transparency. But let's jump into the best part, showing the Robinhood. And I want to show you where I pulled this from. If you go to reports and statements, reports, right there, that's the one I just generated today at the top, January 1st to September 6th, 2025. You guys can do that as well in your brokerage account. Generate reports, see where you're at. So let's jump over to mine. It's an Excel file, and it's gonna seem. Before we jump over to that Excel file, I do want to call out my Premium Generals. Awesome group of people, beautiful people. It's $10 a month. And in the Premium Generals group, I post private videos, portfolio updates, as well as more in-depth explanations on selling options. I put a video in there today on credit spreads, so there's a lot of education in there, as well as the goals for my account, what I'm doing, bouncing ideas off one another, things like that. So I think the opportunity is there, $10 a month. Check it out. Would love to have you. If you're somebody that's interested in a little bit more in-depth option selling, selling cash secured puts, selling covered calls, I do have a Fiverr course. I'll put the link for both in the description. Would love to see you on either side. I'd love to have you. But with that being said, let's jump back into, let's look at that Excel file. Let's look at that 26. Okay, so this is honestly going to be a little bit tough to read, but I can zoom in a little bit here. So this is the very top 9.5. That's the most recent thing, which was our $363 payment from ULTY. And the very first thing, scroll away to the bottom, I go hard. I like to sell options. I think that's the best way to generate income, but also in here are the dividend payouts. So we'll get to the bottom here, and we'll kind of come back down through it a little bit. We're not going to go through every one of these trades, I promise. That would take us a decade. But I do kind of want you guys to see how many options I sell. Small cap stocks, usually under $15 a piece, maybe a little bit higher. But NIO right there, the beginning of the year, sold a put on it, and that was January 3rd. So let's scroll all the way back up to the top. And again, we're not going to go through every position. Just to kind of give you an idea of all the cash secured puts, covered calls, and dividends we've collected. The amounts are in the far right there. So now we'll go back down through. You can see all the credits, all the positions, PDYN. I want to go slow enough where you guys can see some names and look into them yourselves. Selling options on these positions. I've had a great year doing it. But I also want to remind you that my trades are my opinions, and they shouldn't be taken as financial advice. But it gives you a starting point. Like some of the plays you'll see on here, like Serve and APLD. I think the stocks have gotten a little too high for my liking. Same with Riot. But I've made quite a bit of money year to date on these positions. So it's one of those things where I kind of get a feel for stock prices based on how often I can sell puts on them. Like Wolf, I was selling $3 and $2 cash secured puts, covered calls. It's currently at $8. I don't think it's worth $8. So things like that. APLD, $7 put. I love it at that range. I think it's up over like $14, $15. NIO, heavy player in the account this year. RUN, the run, sun run, I love it. But again, another one that just has went up too high on me. FCEL, Energy, I own like 600 shares that I've been rolling covered calls on for quite a while. That stock has been fluctuating like crazy. Iris Energy, loved it. I know people are really starting to talk about it, but I was, selling puts on it way back in March and the beginning of the year at the $8 and $9 strike. And people are just like, there's Iris Energy down there, Iron, on March 24th, a $7.50 put. And people are talking about selling puts on it at the $20 mark, $25 mark. That's too overvalued for me, but just kind of give you an idea. I like to identify positions that work for me. Oh, there's a 650 on Iris Energy, APLD, Wolf. Like I said, the purpose of this video is to really give you an idea of all the different opportunities out there. Don't limit yourself to one position. And I was telling someone this the other day. If you see 3 companies that do the same thing, don't sell a put on all 3. Sell a put on your favorite one. Don't diversify that far. You want to diversify into different sectors, but if you have 3 companies doing the same thing, rather than sell 3 separate cash secured puts, you should sell 3 on the one that you like the most, that you see the most beneficial, that you're going to get the most out of. So yeah, APLD, FCEL, things like that. Those are my heavy hitters this year. In far right, very bottom corner, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There it is, 26,000, okay, a little bit more, $26,184 this year collected in premium payouts as well as dividends. And reminder, I do borrow from this account. I take from this account, and I've done that to get my real estate license, sign up for a Python coding course, buy a t-shirt printer, maintenance on some machines, things like that. I invest from this account for income. I take this income and invest in other facets of my life so I can generate income outside of the market. The goal is to get as many income generating streams as you can put together, but it all starts with a good strategy in the stock market. So selling options has worked for me. Like I said, check out the Premium Generals, get a little bit better understanding of selling options. Posted a credit spread video today, things like that. So with that being said, the goal for the upcoming week continues to be the same. Buy some more ULTY, invest the dividends into TSYY, and sell some awesome options to continue to grow the account. So with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see